Yeah, so Solo going into this 1-0, but Scarlett also, I do believe she's playing from Korea. I saw her on her stream, she had 0 MS to Korea,
Oh
which
my,
is incredible, living in the server room.
oh
Yeah.
my god, it's crazy. That's the real value of the foreigner team house. It just happens to be that it happens to be where the server resides for StarCraft.
Yeah, so no disadvantages there, and we know Scarlett is an extremely strong player, so this will definitely be a competitive game.
Definitely. We are jumping in mid-series, so no predictions for the chat yet. We will open them up for the grand finals, but again, this does mean that we have 3 series remaining. Scarlett versus Solar, into Gumiho, into Beyond.
Yeah, there we go. We do have our path set out for us, but not to look past what we have right here. We have, in the top left-hand corner, the Red Zerg playing for the Shopify Rebellion. It is the Canadian player, Scarlett.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing On-Side Gaming. It is Solar.
Mate, the jersey's his. He's the reigning defending champion. You can't take it from him. It's locked in, mate.
True. For those who weren't here last week, we did have a little bit of a show match, a grudge match between Solar and Creator. They were both fighting for the jersey. They were both fighting for apparel and, you know, not sleeping naked at night. It was crazy.
What?
Oh my God.
Okay.
And yeah, Solar came out on top. You know, he got the shirt.
Yep, and Creator now has no shirt.
I love you, Creator. I love you.
Love him even more now.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Yes, but meanwhile, we do have very standard openings coming out from both players. Both players going for the hatch first. Light would never.
In ZvZ, it's not. They're crazy.
It's impossible.
Puppy.
They're crazy.
They're crazy. Hatch first on Cosmic Sapphire. Oh my God.
The greed is off the chain.
It's you're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong. Oh God. But yeah, as you were saying, you know, relatively standard openers here from our 2 players. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see what happened in game number 1. Shout out or check out Biomorph's Twitch channel as he was covering that first game. So yeah, I do wonder what transpired. Hopefully, again, Scarlett is of the caliber of player where I'm sure she isn't really deterred or anything like that. She has no fear. She's also streaming her in POV if you want to check that out later as well.
Yeah, 100% Scarlett, a player that's been around for a long time in the scene, so and a very strong player for all that time that she's been in the scene, so I don't think she'll be too deterred by the results so far. We do know as well that ZvZ, it can be a little bit coin flippy, especially the way that the Koreans play it in a very aggressive manner. Sometimes, you know, things can't go your way, and we'll have to see how things transpire in this one.
Definitely. Both players even taking their third bases on time as well. So again, just stock standard openers here. Both players, if they are continuing to play standard, should be throwing down their bailing nests as well to be safe against any kind of Ling aggression. Or we could see some of them skip that, try and be a little bit more cost efficient, be greedy, and go straight into their Roach Warren as Solar. Yeah, both Solar and Scarlett just throw down their Evo chambers.
Yeah, everything 100% mirrored so far. These matchups, as StarCraft's been around for so long, some of these things are really worked out, and you do sometimes have these funny games where, yeah, the mirrors are completely locked in for the first little while, and it does look like they've got the same ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. Now Solar's going to be applying a little bit of aggression here. He does have the lead when it comes to the Ling count, and Scarlett did end up skipping her Bailing Nest, so she may have a little bit of trouble dealing with this. I mean, she still has the defender's advantage. She has her own queens. These Lings shouldn't be dealing too much damage. Ooh, as Solar dips in, but again is content with just chipping away at the third.
Yeah, so third finishing for both players. Roach Warren's going down at identical times for both players. Even the same Ling count starting up, so they are neck and neck, but we just see a little bit more of a commitment to the Lings from Scarlett. As you did mention, she doesn't have any Bane nests, so it will just be Lings and Roaches for the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And she wants to go for her own counterattack. Solar does have control of the Zonaga, so he does spot the move out here. He's going to force Scarlett to back off for the time being. Solar himself also skipped his Baneliness, so we're trying to skip into just pure Roach versus Roach. But for the time being, Scarlett does have a bit of a lead when it comes to these Lings, and we'll see if maybe she can find some damage, maybe pick off some of these drones or even the Queen.
Yeah, just poking in there, seeing if there's anything to be had, but it does look like they're quite mirrored for the moment. So she will just have to be satisfied with just denying a little bit of the mining here, keeping an eye on what's going on as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Solar's a free to drone on up behind this. I say that, but Solar has actually surprisingly cut workers. He hasn't really tried or attempted to saturate his third base whatsoever. Down 8 drones already, which is pretty significant in a mirror matchup. It's looking like he wants to try and hit more of a timing instead.
Yeah, we are finally seeing a small divergence in the builds, with Scarlett going for a layer and Solar opting to go more committed into the army. So yeah, I definitely expect that he'll be looking for a timing as his Carapace finishes up, or potentially even going for a later timing with a second Evo down the road. But
yeah.
I think Scarlett might be going into mutas potentially. I'm not sure if this gas count's normal in ZvZ.
I'm really afraid for Scarlett right now because she has not stopped droning and Solar's going all in. Look how far behind he is in the drone count. He's making nothing but Lings right now. He's making Ravagers as well, and Scarlett is just continuing to make drones. She's getting her third base fully saturated, which is great. If she somehow defends, she will be ahead, especially with that lair. But Solar, he's pulling the trigger.
Yeah, it does seem like potentially a bit of a misread here, and Solar with his +1 missile and with his roaches starting up. Yeah, there we go, the spine's going down straight away, but I'm not sure if it's going to be possible to hold this third.
Oh no, forget about the third, mate. Well, it's all about the natural because the wall is not a wall. The Lings, they flood in, they get a full surround on the reinforcements at the same time. Solar, it's just a numbers game. He just has too much.
Yeah, too much here, too much in the natural as well. Only 2 drones going down so far, so it looks like Scarlett's doing a very good job of holding her ramp, but it won't be too long before the numbers are just overwhelming, and GG is called.
GG, well played. Scarlett, again, we saw mirrored builds for the first couple of minutes here from both players, but she didn't continue to have an eye on the third base of Solar. She didn't recognize that there was literally no droning whatsoever from the side of Solar, and she was a little bit, I say a little bit, far too greedy in her own right, just making assumptions that Solar was going into a longer macro game.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate misread there, so condolences to Scarlett, but Solar does go through, and we are going to have a rematch of the semi-finals from last week. It is going to be Solar versus Gumiho.
Oh, yes, it is going to be that rematch. I'm sure Solar wants the chance at revenge here. As you were saying, my condolences to Scarlett. She is a great, phenomenal player in her own right. Just misreading the situation here or there, and it's one of those things where, especially in ZvZ, like, it's very cutthroat in that respect. I say ZvZ in mirror matchups, right? Like, if you're a little bit in the dark, if you misread your opponent, if you don't really know what they're doing, and if you end up behind in a certain aspect, it's really difficult to suddenly switch gears and catch back up.
Yeah, really nice set play coming out there from Solar, managing to break into the natural and attack the third at the same time, so causing all that chaos, and yeah, gets himself the win. So we will be seeing Gumi vs Solar. I'm really excited for this one. They had some crazy games last week.
You say they had... Gumiho had some crazy games, okay?
Okay, I'll give you that, yeah.
I still feel bad for Solar, man, where Gumiho's coming in with these like weird like 3cc, like, but also like I can't even, my brain can't even comprehend what he was doing. It was just crazy, Pop. It was just crazy. I just remember the entire time you're like, this isn't a thing. This is just like animation. Like, what's happening? Like, he went mech, and he's trying to switch into bio at one point as well. Like,
oh yeah, I think we missed that game, but there's some crazy stuff. I think one of the games he completely skipped his first barracks unit and then held 2-base muta with cloak mines. Like, yeah, very cool stuff. He's a very adaptable player, so always makes for exciting games.
Definitely. So I can't wait to sink my teeth into this. Of course, my own personal bias is that I would love not to have a mirror matchup grand finals. So I may be cheering for a certain player. No bias. But speaking of cheering for players, I guess this also gives us the opportunity to set up some predictions so everyone can place their bets.